Hello there my YouTube friends and fans, welcome back to Battlefield 2042. Well, this time it's gonna be 1942, 100 years before this awful game. Well, not awful, but super disappointing. So I decided to check out what we have in Portal. I did not really feel like playing Battlefield 3 and Battlefield Bad Company because I've already played those games a ton, but I've never ever played 1942. I played all the games but this one, and I was like, wow, finally I can actually try out this game because people were raving about it a lot. And so here we are. Oh my god, as soon as I get into this map, I just have this warm, fuzzy Battlefield that, you know, every Battlefield veteran just knows so well. I just feel right at home. I don't know the map, I don't know the guns, I don't know anything about it, but I feel right at home.
Enemy has control.
And of course, also because this reminds me heavily of Battlefield 1, and what I realized, you know, while playing this map, for example, a lot of stuff, a lot of buildings and things in here, I kind of instantly remind me of Battlefield 1, like this windmill, for example. I had no idea when I played Battlefield 1 that that already kind of existed in 1942. So I can imagine that the old veterans that played Battlefield 1942 felt right at home with Battlefield 1. And Battlefield 1 to me is still, I think, the absolute best Battlefield game so far. Not because it was unique or anything like that, but it was just so well done. The graphics were absolutely amazing. The game had no issues. I mean, even in the beta, the game looked fantastic, ran fantastic. There was no issues whatsoever. Never. I mean, there's maybe tiny little bugs where sometimes something glitched, but in general, this was like the game, the Battlefield game that had the least issues, and it just had such amazing moment, like where the Zeppelin, you know, exploded in the sky and fell down on everyone and everyone died. I mean, that was a scene that I could have watched over and over and over, and I never got tired of. So what you realize right away when you actually play this game is that it doesn't have the original controls and the original UI. As you can see in the lower left corner, that is the new UI for 2042. And so I feel like a little disappointed because I would have loved to have the original controls and the original UI just to get that feeling, because at the end you still have the cheesy characters and everything, and it just doesn't seem to fit really. But you know, it's at least we can go and run through those maps and kind of see, especially for people like me who have never played this game, who just kind of want to have an idea what this game was all about. So you get a little bit of that feeling. And it's funny, I'm not the only one who actually feels that this Portal in Battlefield 2042 is way more fun than the actual 2042 game. And it's kind of weird, and it's also kind of sad. It almost feels like they knew that this game may not do well, and they were like, let's just throw this Portal in there just in case it doesn't do well. We have that as a backup. That's kind of how it feels to me almost. And it's a little sad, and it's just, I get it, you know, we have this pandemic and there's a shortage of developers. I am in the same shoes. I had to jump in for other developers because they just don't have enough developers right now. And this is a real issue, and you cannot blame the developers on this at all. You can also really not blame DICE on this, because DICE just like doesn't make this decision. They are just the developers. They're making the game. But whoever makes this decision, you know, when this game needs to be released and all the server stuff, that is really EA. And, you know, the shareholders and the stakeholders that are making all those decisions, not the developers. So don't get mad at the developers. But I feel whoever had those workshops to sit around a table and discussing of, hey, what are we gonna do with this new game? What world are we gonna use? What are we gonna put in there? What is gonna be new and exciting for the players? What should we do? They were clearly just thinking, okay, where is the money at right now? Aha, okay. Look at the stats of the current popular shooters. All right, Call of Duty apparently does something right. What are they actually doing? Aha, okay, they do that. Well, let's do that too. Oh, you know, other shooters, they do that. Oh, let's do that too. Let's just throw all that stuff in. And I think another reason for them to adding Portal to this game is because they probably felt kind of they had to do something in replace of the missing single player, because they probably knew that a lot of people were like, well, I'm paying like $60 for this game, but I don't get a single player. And single players, I know, are expensive and very time involving. They need to like hire actors, and it's a lot of work. But there's people that really, really, really enjoy the single players. I absolutely loved all Battlefield single players, especially Bad Company single players. They were just absolutely amazing, and they have high replay value, in my opinion, if you're a shooter fan. But there's so many people that just play multiplayer, and that's okay. But don't ask for like $60 and then give us like a mediocre game. I mean, if that game would have been amazing, let's say they would have started us out with like at least 10 maps for Conquest, and every map would have been completely different from the other map. That would have been amazing. I would have been a super fan of it and supported this game like from the very beginning, like I did with Battlefield 1. I just think this game, it doesn't have a long shelf life. People will play this and then they will just move on to other things. And the only thing that kind of saves Battlefield from completely dying out within 2 months is because I heard that Call of Duty Vanguard is not that popular, not that good. So they are lucky that way. But if Call of Duty would have come up with a game that's something insanely good, then they would have lost a ton of players that would have just jumped ship after playing this for a little bit. Because it's just not, it's not exciting enough. But this Battlefield 1942 is definitely fun, and I could see myself playing this quite a bit, because I haven't really tried out all the maps yet. I played like 2 maps maybe of this. And then I moved up back to the original game because I still want to give this original game a chance. I know that it's not as good as I want it to be, but I have paid for it, so I just want to play it as long as I can until something better comes around. I don't have anything else to play right now on the Xbox. So it's actually a perfect timing. It gives me time to just kind of chill in this game a little bit, try everything out, find out if there's another way I can play to make this a little bit more fun. But unfortunately, unless we all have the newer console, we just have to deal with what it is. This is not something they can really change. They can fix all the bugs and glitches, and that's fine. Hopefully the rubber banding and the lag issues and the hitbox issues will be fixed. I don't have really any doubts about that. But unfortunately, the graphics issues is something that's, you know, hardware related, and they can't fix that, and we just have to deal with it. It is what it is, unfortunately. But hey, look, this game is so much fun. I highly recommend everyone to just kind of try. If you haven't yet, go into those older games and try them out, especially if you haven't been playing them at all. Like a lot of new players, they have never played Battlefield 3, let alone Battlefield Bad Company or this game, but you have to try them out if you really want to know what real Battlefield feels like. So I hope you enjoyed this little trip to 1942, even though I was mostly ranting again. But I'm actually very positive about this game. I had a lot of fun. And if you did too, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And I hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.